And we're not saying we're the best. Customer say.
We sell frames also. We have different sizes. We do 8 by 10, 6 by 8, 5 by 7 plaques. The plaques are on the outside. If you have your picture, you can carry in the picture. And we do the plaques, and within 3 days, you get back your plaque.
For aspiring entrepreneurs, he emphasizes resilience and passion.
You have to have the art in it. Because if you don't have the art in it, you're going to back out. My art is photography. The name, the equipment, we have them. See, you find us beside the passport office. And that's on Constantine Road. We are inside the Constantine Arcade. We are in lane A, shop 16, right at the front, and there's a sign that says Paul. You follow the sign, you'll find us.
Next week, we'll truthfully give another business a TV opportunity. Until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at Noon. It's Tuesday, May 26, 2026. I'm Amoy Harriet. Up first this afternoon, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is defending the government's management of Hurricane Melissa relief funds following concerns raised in the Auditor General's report. He says the issues identified were administrative failures in accounting for building materials and not theft, adding that the government deliberately used donated funds to purchase tangible and traceable items such as roofing materials.
The Auditor General report said, well, there was an administrative failure in the management of the material, meaning that when the materials are brought into store, they should be signed by both the JDF and ODPEM. And that is a fact. It didn't say the materials were stolen, but there was an administrative accounting failure. And that is why we are not spending the money on anything that anybody can say, boy, it melt.
In the meantime, the government is paying tribute to former Labour Minister, the Honourable Lyndon Gladstone Newland, describing him as a key architect of Jamaica's social protection system. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says Newland's contributions continue to impact generations of Jamaicans through institutions like the National Insurance Scheme.
Minister of Labour and National Insurance, Lyndon Newland, helped to lay one of the strongest foundations of social protection in our country, the National Insurance Scheme. That reform was a statement about the kind of country Jamaica intended to become. It said that the worker mattered not only in youth and strength, but also in old age. Many Jamaicans today may not know the name Lyndon Newland, but they know the institution he helped to build.
Now, the opposition People's National Party is calling on the government this afternoon to work with CARICOM and other regional partners to develop a united Caribbean response to the growing tensions involving Cuba. In a statement issued Tuesday morning, the opposition expressed concern over recent United States actions targeting Cuba, including restrictions on fuel supplies and sanctions on state entities. The PNP argues these measures are causing serious hardship for the Cuban people, including disruptions to healthcare, transportation, and the production of goods and services. Citing a United Nations report dated April 6, 2026, the party says thousands of surgeries have been postponed in Cuba, including pediatric cases, while children have also experienced delays in vaccinations. The opposition is warning that continued escalation could create broader consequences for Jamaica and the wider region, including threats to tourism, economic stability, and increased migration pressures. The PNP is now urging the government to take a proactive role through CARICOM to promote dialogue, restraint, peace, and respect for international law between the U.S. and Cuba. To other news now, police in Westmoreland have launched a manhunt for a man known as Javier following a domestic dispute in Grange Hill. The suspect allegedly broke into the home of his ex-girlfriend's new partner on Saturday morning, beating the 58-year-old victim severely with the handle of a handgun after the weapon failed to fire. The victim remains hospitalized in serious condition. Now, authorities are urging anyone with information on Javier's whereabouts to contact the Morgan's Bridge Police immediately or the nearest police station. And still in Westmoreland, a mason is now being sought by the Grange Hill police following an incident where he allegedly chopped his girlfriend almost to death. The accused has been identified as 45-year-old Jermaine Van Horn, a resident of Racecourse District in the parish. Reports are that shortly after 9 o'clock Sunday night, Van Horn went to visit his 37-year-old girlfriend at her home, where he allegedly accused her of being involved with another man from the community. During the argument, Van Horn used a machete to inflict chop wounds to his girlfriend's head. An alarm was raised and Van Horn quickly left the house following a report made to the Grange Hill police. The wounded woman was rushed to hospital where she was treated and admitted in serious condition. Now, Labor Day activities across Eastern Hanover brought out strong community support, with residents, police and private partners joining hands to improve schools, roads and public spaces. At Elgin Town Basic School, Member of Parliament for Eastern Hanover, Andrea Perkis, partnered with workers from China Harbour who volunteered their time despite being in Jamaica for road construction projects.
I am pleased to let everyone know that China Harbour is assisting us today with the Elgin Town Basic School. I have been basic school hopping today on Labor Day because our basic schools need attention. This is Elgin Town Basic School, and as you can see, some painting work was done today. They actually came in to assist us with just painting job, but if you look behind me, you will notice them assisting in putting back the roof sill in place, and we greatly appreciate that.
Our Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr., is encouraging Jamaicans to embrace artificial intelligence, AI, as the country prepares for a rapidly changing world of work. Minister Charles says AI should not be feared, but used to improve productivity, strengthen skills, and help workers become more competitive in the modern labour market.
We talk about artificial intelligence. We can't be scared of it. It is here. How many people have ChatGPT on their phone? Just give me a show of hands. You don't want to see it, but we know some don't have it. You don't want to chat it, man. If you don't have it, it's a problem. You better get it. Embrace the technology. Find a way to become competent and make it strengthen what you do. Make it strengthen your speeches. Make it strengthen your work so you can become better and stronger.
And for more from Labor Day, activities in St. Anne saw both the public and private sectors partnering for a better Jamaica. From repainting of major signage to reinforcing fencing and strengthening existing infrastructure, just about everyone played their part in advancing the parish's beautification goals. Nika Lewis tells us more.
Members of the security forces stormed the Garden Parish with a new aim on Monday to beautify and strengthen community structures battered by a well-known culprit, Hurricane Melissa.
Labor Day 2026 has been going really well in St. Anne. The fact is that we're able to mobilize a lot of the agencies and groups, and cumulatively there are a lot of things happening. Right here at the parish project, we're seeing the constabulary force and the Jamaica Defense Force work in unison to repair a fence that was blown down by Hurricane Melissa. And in addition to that, they're cutting the playfield at the Elton playfield. And they're also working in the post office down by within Exchange itself, getting it painted up and so on. So those individuals who live there, particularly the elderly, can move into a post office, collect their parts payments and bills and so on at the post office agency.
We did the recce of the ground noted that the fence was completely flat. So we would have went ahead and cleared the grass, ensure that the shrubs are removed so it's easy to lift up. Then we had the fence re-erected upright, and we put some posts in the ground to ensure that it doesn't blow over the same way. Additionally, now we would have noted that it needs some more reinforcement, so which is why we're mixing some concrete to pour into the base of the post so it can have a strong and sturdy foundation, so it's able to withstand any form of natural disasters once again.
Beyond the efforts extended in Eltham, St. Anne, came a flood of volunteers to the tourist hub of Ocho Rios, where stakeholders of varying interest pumped time and resources into the critical public spaces. The mayor lauded the thrust as a successful community effort.
People are painting pedestrian crossings, people are painting the curb walls, the verges, doing the cuttings and so on, just bushing. People are coming out in the districts and doing their little broom and sweeping up and so on. So small projects all throughout the parish, but at the end of the day, it's a big project, cumulatively. So we are excited about Labour Day and the involvement of the people, involvement of the community, involvement of the various agencies, and of course the municipality itself. So the councillors are doing a fantastic job out there, working with the various committees and within their local districts. So St. Anne is out there supporting Labour Day. The people are supporting Labour Day.
And while the men toiled in the rising heat, contestants from the parish's Festival Queen competition would not be outdone on the day, sharing their beauty and talents with the team at the Exchange Postal Agency.
It has been a hot day, but with any great sacrifice, something has to come of it. And of course, we're beautifying the lovely Exchange Postal Agency. The sign has already been blown down by Melissa, so we don't want anything else to happen. So we're just sprucing it up on behalf of our lovely parish.
Wow. It's time now for a break, but stay with us, our live interview segment when we come back.
If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. With relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and
Delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. Now, in a recent sectoral debate, Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernod Charles Jr. announced the appointment of Jamaica's first disability inclusion advocate, Mr. Alistair McLean, and it's an aim to advance accessibility, inclusion and equal opportunity for persons with disabilities. That's what this appointment means. Well, Mr. McLean now joins me in studio to talk about this appointment. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. McLean.
Thanks, Amoy. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. How are you?
I'm great. The CVM has the privilege of interviewing me for the first. This is my first interview since Minister Charles made the announcement in Parliament last week.
We feel proud. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Now, you have pretty much made history being the first to be appointed with such title. How does that feel for you?
I am immensely proud. I have been advocating from my early days at primary school straight through to university, where I was the student rep for the students at university with special needs. So this is just a higher step on the ladder.
6 years ago, a producer found an interview that you did where you shared in an interview that you wanted to become the first person with a disability to serve as a cabinet minister. Would you say that this appointment is pretty much a step closer to achieving that goal?
I would say so, sure.
And what does that mean for you, this appointment and being able to reach that goal? What does this mean for you?
Well, for me, and I would say to an extension, the broader disability, the broader community of persons living with disabilities, I mean, my aim here is actually to achieve policy equity. And this is very important with me, for me, as someone with a lived experience. I have had to navigate roads without the audio signals, and I have to be at the mercy of pedestrians and motorists. Yes, I have had to be in situations where there is no tactile available for me to access ABMs. And I've been in situations where when I go to the polling station to vote, I have to be assisted. So I hope that I'll be able to use the platform given to me by the government of Jamaica to enhance the living conditions, enhance accessibility for persons with disabilities.
What exactly are the challenges that you face in terms of these tactile items?
Oh, so for example, in other countries, persons who are blind are able to vote completely independently by using a tactile ballot. Currently, in Jamaica now, what we have to do, we have to depend on the presiding polling officer to cast the ballot on our behalf, or we are allowed, based on the ROPA, the Representation of the People's Act, to take someone to the polling station, and then they will make an oath that they will exercise the franchise that we wish they do, but that still abridge our right, which is a constitutional right. It abridge our right to privacy. So I am hoping that, I will be able to use this platform to address some of these issues. I mean, for persons who are also deaf, I would love to see, I would love Jamaica to move further to have the deaf language, Jamaica Sign Language, becoming an official language, because then that will enable persons who are deaf to access better education services, better health services, and so forth. So there's a lot on my plate to chew.
The tactile that you spoke about earlier, are there any other areas outside of voting where this has also posed a challenge?
I mean, of course. I mean, in simple terms, you will be at an establishment, and even for just in simple terms, the restrooms. I mean, you have to be asking someone which one is the male restroom versus the female restroom, because of course there's no braille so that you can read. Separately, I mean, sometimes there are meetings and the agenda is not presented in a way that it is accessible. So there are other instances where tactile comes in handy. Even if you're looking at something simple as an elevator to go to the different floors, all of those stuff. So tactile is very important. So it's not just tactile. You talk about tactile, you talk about web accessibility, you talk about making the place more friendly to users of wheelchair by building out a better built environment through universal access design, all of those stuff. In terms of even, you look at education again, what about persons with intellectual disabilities? How do you facilitate those needs? So there's a number of things,
Have you been getting any complaints regarding Melissa relief, particularly for persons within the disabled community?
Well, of course, I would have, through our stakeholder partners through like the Jamaica Society for the Blind and the Combined Disability Associations, among other NGOs, persons would have complained that relief is not reaching fast enough, of course, and that is mostly due to the bureaucracy that is in place. And, you know, it's important that you brought up that, because Minister mentioned last week in Parliament that the government will be taking some steps to reform the bureaucracy, that persons who are the most vulnerable, and you look at the most vulnerable, speaking of children, women, and also persons with disabilities, so persons who are at the most vulnerable